you doing? Good. Come on. We're going to start in a seated position. So you might need a cushion. And just settling down on your mat. We're going to sit up nice and tall as usual. Get things tucked in, get things moved around, and just settling onto our mat and into our practice. So just closing the eyes and gently sitting up when you breathe in, and then softening down the front of your body when you breathe out. So we're just going to do a few rounds of box breathing to start our practice. So box breathing is where we breathe in for 4, we hold at the top for 4, exhale for 4, hold at the bottom for 4. If any of those numbers don't feel quite right for your own breath, then just modify them as you see fit, but see if you can get a kind of square shape. So when you're ready, you're breathing in for 4, holding at the top for 4, exhaling for 4, holding at the bottom. And we'll just do 2 more of those. And then just allow your breath just to come back to its normal state, and just see if you can sit with it just for a little bit longer. So if you can, keep your eyes closed, and when we breathe in now, we're just going to gently lift the chest up, and when we exhale, we're going to round through the spine, pulling the chin down. So nice and smooth, moving through those 2. Maybe going a millimetre deeper every time you kind of breathe. So it's like a seated cat and cow. So we're working on our spine. And we'll do 1 more of those. So make these the deepest versions. And once you've finished with your breath, just coming back to the seated, cross-legged. Well done. And just give your shoulders a little bit of moving. Now I'm going to bring the right hand to the top of the head, and just be aware of the space between the fingers of the right hand and the ear. I'm just going to push the fingers just a little bit more over towards the ear. And then we're just going to gently pull the head over towards the right. Try and drop that left shoulder down, sitting up tall as usual. And allowing that intensity to very gently build up as we're just holding here. Good. And then very slowly bringing everything back up. Slowly dropping the head down. The hand even. Dropping the hand down. And just noticing how you feel in your body after you've done that. And then same on the other side. So left hand onto the top of the head. Just push the fingertips over towards the right ear. Gently pull. Just breathe into that big stretch in the right side of the neck. Soften the jaw. Yeah, we'll have one more deep breath in and then release it, slowly coming back. Well done. And just sitting with the sensations just for a couple of breaths. And it's going to be nice to drop the chin down. Feel that big stretch in the back of the neck. If you have to have a little bit of moving from side to side, please do that. And then very slowly lifting the head up all the way back. Being really mindful of how this feels. You may want to open your mouth. And then slowly coming back. Well done. And again, just move your shoulders. So we're going to straighten the legs out, but take a space between the feet. Just get to that point there where you can just feel the stretch just on the inside of the legs. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle. So making sure you're nice and balanced through the seat bones. See if you can become aware of that. I'm still on the cushion, that's okay. And just flex the feet so that you're pushing the heels a little bit further away, bringing the toes a little bit closer in. And this is going to activate the muscles in the legs, so you probably can feel them. And we're just going to sit up really tall here with the legs activated. Good. One more deep breath in and then just soften everything. So we're still sat upright, but everything's quite passive. Now we're going to take the first two fingers of the hands and just wrap them around the big toes. You're going to have to lean forward. See if you can keep the back nice and straight. So you're kind of hooking your fingers around your big toes. It's going to get probably a deeper stretch in and around the groin area. So similar to what we were doing before, so I'm like a seated cat-cow. We're going to take a deep breath and we're just going to take the chest up towards the ceiling. And then on the exhale, we're going to round down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round down. Do 3 more of those. Good, well done. So one more. And then we're just going to see if we can just pause in this forward fold, allowing the head to drop down. And then slowly coming up. Fabulous. Let's get ourselves into tabletop. Taking your time and moving your cushion out of the way. Just notice how your back feels. Let's round through the spine here and just really find some space in between the vertebrae bar, really pulling that belly button in. Big stretch. And we're going to drop the belly, take the chin up, finding that reverse. And again, well done. Let's round through the spine into cat. And dropping the belly, coming into cow. And then back into that neutral spine. So again, it's going to get into bird dog. Left leg is going to be coming straight behind us. Remember, you can keep the toes curled under if you want to. I always pull my arm and your hand that I'm going to be holding the weight of my body in just a little bit, taking the right arm long and then stretching out and trying to flatten yourself, including the head. Let's hold here. Trying to keep the whole of the torso nice and square. Maybe you pull that belly button in just a little bit. Now we're going to keep the left leg in the air. We're going to drop the right hand down. We're going to bend the left knee, flex the foot and push the heel away. And dropping that knee down. Well done. Same thing other side. So the right leg is the long leg. Left arm comes up. Deciding whether you keep the toes down or you're lifting up. So if you're lifting up into the fuller version, try and get a nice long flat line if you can. I can check in the video. Look, I've got my leg far too high. You can decide to point that back toe, or you might want to flex the foot so that you feel that you're really stretching out. And you feel a really long, a big length coming into the body as well. Good, let's drop that left hand down, bend the knee, flex the foot, push the heel away. Fabulous, well done. And get into a wide knee child's pose. So just maybe pulling back a little bit, feet together, knees wide, dropping back. I'm just going to stretch the arms softly forward, bringing the forehead down, and just a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. Now we're going to stay in this position, but we're going to curl the toes under. So just lifting up the body, curling the toes and just pushing back into whatever version you can with the toes tucked under. So your heels might not come as far back as they were doing before. And then just take the feet a little bit wider. Keep the toes tucked under. And think about where the hands are. Flatten the hands. And we're going to lift up into downward facing dog. Now, if we've got the position right, we should be able to stay with the hands and the feet. I want you to just pedal out the legs. I think I've gone a little bit too wide with my feet, so just repositioning. I'm really pushing into the balls of the feet and then pushing the heels away when you're stretching those legs. And just pausing here, maybe resetting. So we're just going to come up onto the balls of the feet, feeling a deeper stretch through the legs. And see if you can drop your chin a little bit down, just loosen the head. And then soften the heels down. Let's bring the knees back down. And we're going to bring the right foot forward, come into a low lunge. So the left knee can be wherever is comfortable. Going to keep the toes tucked under of that left foot. It's always nice to kind of ease into this. So pushing the hips forward. And then we're going to swoop the arms all the way up, bringing the hands together. Maybe crossing the thumbs over as well. So nice long arms, little bit of a back bend, lifting up the chest. And then keeping the hands together, bringing the hands all the way down, separating the hands. And this time I'm going to lift up that left knee. So nice strong back leg. And can we get ourselves into downward facing dog from here? So I like to kind of bounce up a little bit, take that right leg back, pedaling out the legs. Taking some deep breaths here. And dropping the knees down. Let's swoop that left leg coming forward. So easing into this one, checking where that right knee is going to be. And then when you feel comfortable, we're going to take the hands off. And as you're bringing the hands up, bring the hands together and see if you can swap the thumbs over. So it's the alternate one now. Lifting up the chest. Beautiful, well done. Let's bring the hands down. We didn't tuck the toes under. Hope you remembered. Let's tuck the toes under and just straighten that leg. And into downward facing dog from here. Well done. And let's get into forward fold. So just bringing the feet forward. And we're going to soften the knees and just allow the arms to dangle. So we're not trying to really stretch forward. So being aware of what you can feel here. I like the sensation of allowing the arms to dangle, and they get this wonderful sense of spaciousness through and around shoulder blades, and that space in between. And then just come into stillness, making it more into the hamstrings, so straighten your legs a little bit. And into halfway, so a deep breath in. Hands resting on the shins, straightening through the back. Now we're going to take a twist here. We're going to fold forward again, but keep the knees really soft. Left hand comes into the centre, and we're going to take this right arm all the way up. And you might be able to straighten that right leg out just a little bit more. Really keep a decent bend in that left leg. Back as straight as possible, palm of the hand facing away, spreading your fingers of your right hand up towards the ceiling so you feel a big stretch and a twist. Looking up towards the ceiling if you can, deep breath in and folding forward. Good, well done. Let's swap over. So bending both knees, right hand into the centre. Take this left arm all the way up. Deep breath in. Looking up towards the ceiling. And again, see if you can stretch out your spine. And folding forward, well done. Pedal out the legs here. And then all the way to standing. So softening through the knees again. Let's swoop up the arms all the way up this time. Imagining that beach ball and a little bit of a back bend, pushing the hips forward, lifting up the chest. And then just settling back down into mountain, so you can stay facing the front of your mat. I'm just going to turn so that I can see you. Back into, like opening my shoulders. So into mountain. So we're going to get into our tree balance. Hold in for 6 breaths. Remember that we've got different variations. An easier one is keeping the ball of the foot. You can bring the foot to the calf, or you can grab hold of your foot, and it does depend on lots of factors. Slippy trousers. Got slippy trousers. I'm going to go for the lowest setting. So I want you to really challenge yourself. Hands, heart center. You can lift your hands up. You can even open them out. If you need to grab hold of your foot, you can do, and just hold it. Just trying to pull that knee back, open through the hip. And standing up nice and tall. So hopefully you come into the end of your 6 breaths. So slowly coming back to mountain. So reset points, making sure the feet are nice, grounded. And then when you feel comfortable, just taking that weight over and getting to your version here. Holding for 6 big deep breaths. Opening that hip. Good, and then back to mountain when you're ready. Close your eyes. And as you breathe in, see if you can really lengthen through the neck. So allowing the head to come up, shoulders staying down. Good, now opening the eyes. You're going to take the feet a little bit wider. Straight away into star pose. So we can keep the feet facing forward, take the arms up. Palms of the hands are facing forward. So try and keep everything straight. Sometimes we could stick our bum out and try and really tense the glutes. Feeling a big space between in the chest. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And then we're going to take it into goddess. So heels come in a little bit. We're going to bend the knees, keep the hips open so knees come back. And we're going to bend the elbows and turn the palms of the hands facing up. So firing up on those quads. Maybe pull it in on the pelvic floor. Maybe we pull the belly button in as well. So really activating the core. Good. 2 more breaths here. Fiery breaths. Good, and standing up, dropping the hands down and then into a wide leg forward fold. So maybe take the feet a little bit wider. Just dropping the arms down and rounding through the spine. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle. So we're going to get them first 2 fingers again and wrap them around the big toes. Very similar to what we were doing before. So when we breathe in, we're going to lift and lengthen through the spine. And exhale, fold forward with the elbows out. We're doing 6 of these. So moving with the breath. Inhale, straighten the spine. Exhale, folding forward. And once you've done the 6, just keeping yourself folded forward and releasing the hands. Allowing a dangle to come through into this forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. And then we're going to get into a downward facing dog. So just lifting up, let's take the hands over towards the right. Take that right foot back. So let's push the mat away. Really spread your fingers. Push the hands into the mat. Lengthen through the arms. And then we're going to come forward into a plank. So holding this for up to 6 breaths, nice and straight with the body. To clench the glutes. Feet together if you can. Shoulders above your wrists. And then we're going to keep the toes tucked under, drop the knees down, slowly bend the elbows all the way down, and then flatten the feet. Good job, well done. So I've still got my hands underneath my shoulders. Pull your shoulder blades back, and on the next inhale, you're just going to lift up. And the hands as well, coming into baby cobra, and then softening back down. So let's do 5 more of those, following the breath. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale to come up. Exhale to come down. Well done. Just doing it in your own time. Really good for strengthening the muscles in the lower back. And once you've done, we're just going to rest completely. So just bring one ear down, flatten the feet. And then we're going to do a version of locust. So locust is where we bring the head up and the feet. Normally we have the arms down by the side. This time we're going to have the arms in front, so a little bit more of a challenge. So bring the forehead down. When we breathe in, we're going to lift everything up. When we breathe out, bringing everything down. So 6 of these in total. And once you've done, just resting the arms down by the side and the opposite ear coming down. So one more thing here while we're on our tummy. So I want you to take your knees wide, bend your knees and bring the soles of your feet together. Kind of like reverse cobbler. And just have a little bit of play in taking the feet forward. It's not something that I find particularly comfortable. And just move your legs from side to side. With quite a lot of space between the feet. There's a windscreen wiping the feet over on one side and then the other. And we're going to get onto our back nice and slowly. And just come into cobbler on our back. So just bringing the soles of the feet together. You might want to mirror with your arms, bringing your arms overhead. So if you feel like your hips feeling quite tight, you can give your knees a little bit of a movement, a little bit of bouncing. And just bring your awareness to your breath. See if you can breathe all the way down into this space that you've created around your root chakra. And then bringing the arms overhead, bringing the knees gently together. I'm going to keep the left knee in and just bring the hand around the shin and extending that right leg if you want to. Now, wherever you are with this right leg, I want you to just give it a bit of a bend. We're going to pull the knee across over towards the right and hook the left foot behind the right knee. So we get into this twist. If you want to intensify it, turning your head towards the left side. And slowly coming back. So we're going to swap the legs over. So the right knee's coming in. And pulling that knee across. So just tucking it under the slightly bent left knee. And a few more breaths here. And slowly coming up. Well done. Let's pull both knees in. So we're going to do Shavasana all together. So we're going to just hold in silence. What is that? It's silence for 3 whole minutes. So get yourself comfortable. Take your feet a little bit wider. Palms of the hands facing up. Closing the eyes. Take some big deep breaths. It's really important just to let your body rest after practice. So we've done a lot of energy work. That's what a lot of yoga is about, getting the energy to be moving around. So we're just giving the body a little bit time to process. So I'm going to shut up now and just breathe here. So we're just coming to the end of our Shavasana. So just give yourself just a little bit of moving, stretching, yawning. And then when you feel ready, just coming into a seated position. Back where we started. But it's been a whole journey. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Take it easy. Bye.